This is Sophus from Creeping Flesh. You're watching Metal-O-Mania with the Crypt and Scully.
Hey, this is Knox
and Will
from Enforce, and you listen to Metal-O-Mania with the Crypt and Scully.
Curiosity killed the cat. And now we're aiming to get some fucking revenge.
Experiment. This is a big one, the one I've been waiting for all my life.
Oh, yeah, that's about right then.
Welcome to the show.
Let's mount up.
And welcome to the show. That was some Pillaging Villagers for you to kick off the episode 255 of Metal-O-Mania. What's up out there, Metal-O-Maniacs? And Scully, how are you?
Hi, I'm great. Thank you.
Very good to see you. Very good to see you.
Thank you.
That was from the new self-titled release that is a mandatory part of your lives going forward.
Oh, yeah.
On their website, it says Pure Peasant Metal from Milwaukee, and I fucking love it. So,
Pure Peasant Metal?
Pure Peasant Metal from Milwaukee.
Okay.
Fuck yeah, man.
All right. Milwaukee.
Little badassery for you. The Wretched of the Earth was the name of that song from their self-titled, and with that, pretty much, you know, I believe that's the name of my autobiography and the subline from our show. But how are you? I love your Vision Serpent shirt, by the way.
Thank you.
Scully.
Yeah, can you see the whole thing? Let me...
Very cool. Shout out to Vision Serpent, a band we've had on the show.
Mm-hmm.
I got my Gutcher side. We played these cats. I gotta hit up my man Brett and get him on the show at some point. But
I like it. Anything that has like the thing down the sleeves, I like.
yeah, man, that's my new favorite
I'm a
shit.
sucker
long
for
sleeve.
that.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. And I got my. This is from the
Yeah,
show
you
we
got
went
that
to
in Baltimore at the depot when we went and saw them live.
Yeah, man. Saw Cruel Bomb that night, who we've had on the show. Lich King, who we've had on the show. Cruel Bomb came on a couple weeks ago and returned to the show. We saw Stonecutters at that show, who was on last week. So, yeah, man, good times. Good times abound, and maybe we'll track down Pillaging Villagers for you. Well, and tonight, to keep the ball rolling, we're going to have Mike Valente come in from New York's Brick by Brick.
Okay.
To talk about their new release, which is Dismal Existence, badass, part of Upstate Records.
Okay.
Looking forward to sharing that with you.
Right.
Looking forward to sharing that with you, man. I'm telling you, that's that Dismal Existence, by the way. It's got that touch of metal, that touch of hardcore. It's got them aesthetics that make me want to break and charge through things. So
in a good way.
In a good way. You're not ready. You're not ready. You're not ready. You know, we opened up our conversation last week a bit more on the sex thing, on our new message here at Metal-O-Mania is more sex, less violence.
Right.
violence in your music, sex in your real life.
Right.
You know, that's how we
Yeah.
do. That's what we're preaching.
We believe if you get off more often, you might not be as angry.
You'll freak out less often. Yeah.
Yeah. We just think,
Get off to freak out less. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
You
like
know, you don't need to be so angry.
Well, we set off a little bit of a firestorm with our show last week. 'Cause
Oh.
we've gotten some good feedback on some of the things that we talked about, and I thought we might get into a little of it.
All right. I'm ready.
First
I like
off,
good feedback.
Yeah, me too. I love when you guys are listening and tuned in and hearing what we're talking about.
Let's be real. Anytime you talk about fucking, people are like, what?
Right. We've had feedback in the past. We've had people say to us, like, "Oh, just play music and shut the fuck up." And there's an argument for that. There's an argument, but that's not what our show does. We talk and we play metal. That's what we do. So hopefully you come for both, you know, and it's good to know that many of you apparently do, because we've gotten some feedback here. And well, a few people mentioned some loopholes on some things that I really wanted to quickly get over, touch on a couple of those.
All right. I need to hear these.
Yeah. And honestly, some of them made sense in things I didn't think about.
Okay.
We mentioned that violent crimes. Well, let me give you a little premise, I guess, in case you missed last week's show. We talked quite a bit last week about the fact that violence is on the rise, sex is on the decline, and we very much believe them to be
Right. By
related.
the numbers, by percentages.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, whatever. Like, we're not going to argue about you're getting a lot right now, blah, blah,
Yeah,
blah.
right,
Like, you
right.
know, all your friends.
Right, you
are doing
personally
it,
might
like,
be getting laid, right?
Right,
Yeah.
right. It is just by the numbers in general.
Yeah, don't be that guy that's like, I'm getting laid. 'Cause- well, although, you know what? I'm getting
You're
laid.
that guy.
I'm getting
Okay.
laid. Anyway, I am that guy. Well, and we also talked about that violence specifically, crime-wise. Like,
Right.
other types of crime are still on the decline, and violence in particular is on the rise.
Right.
Property theft is down because people were stuck at home. Might have something to do with that, which is a good point, honestly.
People are there, so you're not likely to break into the house that somebody's in at the moment.
Right. Burglars tend to come in when
That's-
you're at work, or, you know what I mean, out on vacation. And, you know, that since that has been across the board down over the last couple of weeks, that may tie into the decline.
Right. Well,
property
property
theft.
theft, I mean, that includes maybe just breaking into your homes, because
Right.
I would add, you know, property theft as far as like your Amazon packages being taken off your porch is
And that's high,
at an
I
all-time
think, right?
high, I would
Yeah.
think, right? So,
Well, see, I wonder how those numbers play out, because deliveries are at an all-time high. So I wonder how that, you know what I mean? Do you have to look at that as a percentage type of a thing, or?
I don't know.
Because as deliveries go higher and higher, of course, theft of those will go higher and higher
Right.
as well. But
right.
I wonder how they
That's
gotta
a
break that up.
new crime, right?
Yeah,
like,
that's ridiculous.
even though deliveries were happening years and years ago, people I don't think people were stealing
No.
those packages years and years
No,
ago, right? Like
no.
that is a relatively new crime,
Right.
isn't it?
I believe so. And it's crazy in that I hear stories of people following Amazon drivers around. You know, like literally people will get in their cars and notice that there's an Amazon truck and will follow it all through neighborhoods just so they can run up on porches and steal the packages
That's
that
so
they're dropping
awful.
off. That's crazy, man.
People are awful.
People are a trip, man.
For some, you don't even know what it
probably
is.
Want it, right? You're
Yeah.
gonna open it and it's like a fucking, you know, a notebook or something. You know, it's a
Right.
book you don't give a shit about or something.
Right,
It's crazy.
You know? I wonder what the percentage is of times that they receive something valuable that they can
they
actually do
want.
something with.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's
Right.
something that you actually want to use. I'd be
That's
curious
worth the
about that
time of
myself.
trying to like resell it or whatever the fuck, you know.
Very, very good point,
So,
man.
all right. So property theft may be down though because people are actual break-ins may be down because people are home to, you know, prevent you from wanting to break in the first place.
Right. One type
So I
of
get
theft that is up apparently is car thefts, which
Well,
again,
because they're so scared, you know, that
Right.
it's hard to get new cars right now.
well, that too. That's
you
a
know?
very good point.
and,
also,
and even used cars are
Yeah.
becoming a hot
the
commodity.
car market
you
is
know?
insane right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is a quite a hot ticket.
Yeah.
But car thefts are also probably up because people are home and sitting at home, and you know what I mean. You're in your house all day long, so somebody sees your BMW sitting there for 3 weeks straight without moving. They're like, you know what? I bet I could yoke that thing. And there it goes. And then your cars have been sitting outside beckoning for a thief.
Yeah, maybe. You know, so related, a doctor that lives in our area not too long ago, actually like a week and a half ago or something, was being carjacked, and he jumped in front of the car for some reason, thinking like
Yeah,
he would like
that's
stop the
right.
guy
Yeah.
from taking his car.
And they ran him over and
They
killed
ran
him.
him over and killed him.
Yeah,
So
that's
your
crazy,
car
man.
is not worth your life. If
Yeah, let
somebody
'em
takes
take
your
the fucking
car,
car.
let them take your car.
Yeah, replace that shit.
Unless your child's in the back seat, let
See,
them
that's
take your
one of
fucking
those.
car.
That story
You
in
know?
particular bothered me because I get that instinct.
The instinct.
I totally do.
Yeah.
If somebody's about to steal your car, I get the instinct of wanting to jump in front of them and be like, "Fuck you! Don't take my car." But yeah, think that
That
one
guy
out.
just robbed you. He doesn't care about your
Yeah,
life.
he doesn't care about you, obviously.
So
I double check these numbers, and it's not that I don't trust you cats, but you know I like to come out here if I'm going to state numbers. I want to double check them. But this shit is true, alarmingly true. Murder is up 30%.
whoa.
Murder. We didn't
Since
talk about
when?
that exactly
30% since
over the
what
last
year?
2 years. Over the last
Wow.
2 years, specific kind of I guess to the COVID. You know, these I think tied to. I even think the sex thing, the violence thing, all of
All
these
of it's
tie
tied
into
to
a
COVID.
sociological response from us
Yeah.
to the COVID experiment, if you will.
Yeah.
But think about that, man. That's fucking bananas. Aggravated
30%.
assault. Yeah, 30%. Aggravated assault, which the FBI defines as an unlawful attack by one person upon another for the purpose of inflicting severe or aggravated bodily injury.
Okay.
Up 12%
Wow.
across the board. Further specifies this type of assault is generally accompanied with a weapon, which makes it attempted murder, which is also up.
Wow.
What the fuck is wrong with you people?
America has 6.5 murders for every 100,000 people. Far and away more
Wow. Is that
over the rest of the world.
that's a lot? Because
That's a lot. It doesn't sound like a
100,000
lot.
people, right? At a
6.5 murders per
people?
100,000. Oh, so are you good with it? Is that acceptable? Also,
I was. Is that fucked up? Because I think I'm okay with 6.5 people per 100,000
of murder? One murder is too
Well,
many.
murder, not murder. Okay. Just dead people.
Yeah, side effects. I mean, generally, if you looked at like a pandemic and you were like, we only lost 6 per 100,000, although that's still a lot of you global, but
Yeah, okay. You don't want
it's a lot.
that many people
Yeah,
being
you don't want that.
murdered.
Metal-O-Mania, pro murder. We just said make love, not war and violence, and you're out here like fucking
I know,
murder.
yeah, that's
That's an
acceptable.
acceptable murder rate, you
No.
guys. I mean, if you're gonna look at it, really, you know, there's got to be a couple murders. You pro purge? Is that what you're telling me? Are we learning?
Oh,
We're
don't
learning
get
more
me
about
started
you.
on
Yeah,
that,
right. No,
'cause-
let's move on.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny. Also, people pointed out that robberies could be down because
Okay.
many businesses have been closed. You know, a lot of people
Oh.
rob businesses. It's hard to rob a
Yeah.
business that's not open.
Nobody's there.
Yeah, so although I would think that would be rife for breaking and entering and that kind of thing, but apparently
Well,
not.
what are you gonna get? You know what I mean? They remove their stock. I'm sure they're not
Right.
keeping
If you
money
know
in
it's
a
gonna be
cash
down.
register that's gonna be
Yeah.
down. You know what I mean? Right. So there's not really anything to get.
Hmm.
I guess
Yeah.
if you have product, you know what I mean. You need to be careful that people aren't like coming in and stealing your shit. But
Right,
you know,
yeah.
like a shoe
Bar
store
the windows,
or
man.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
the shoe
you know,
store,
like-
yeah, I would think they're going to get hit.
Yeah, you know what I mean. But
But yeah, I don't know. I still say, even despite now, those are some of the things people pointed out. And again,
Well,
I
and-
think you have made valid points.
maybe in America specifically, we were giving everybody money left and right. People had money. It wasn't as much of a desperate time as it usually is.
Well, interestingly,
Is that
honestly,
a valid point?
we'll get to that honestly later in the show. But
Okay.
some of the sex stuff we talked about, according to a lot of our listeners, one of the reasons, and a lot of people have cited this, honestly, one of the reasons sex might be down is because people are going through financial strife, which tends to damper sexual whatever. But yeah, honestly, I guess my initial response to that was surprise, because I do feel like a lot of money's kind of been falling out of the sky.
Yeah.
If you're at home with money falling out of the sky, I would think that would lead to more fucking, honestly. But
Yeah, more
maybe
fucking,
I'm crazy.
more spending, more everything. So I don't know.
But we'll get to that. That's for later in the show. A little foreshadowing for you.
Okay.
That all leads us to kind of a stupid bit we were kind of working on, I guess. But, some of you have sent us ideas, and we would like to elicit more of them. But we're going to start a chain of T-shirts. We're going to start Metal-O-Mania chain of T-shirts. They're going to be all about eliciting fucking from people, and hopefully we're going to start the chain of events that will save the world, man.
Right.
We're going to literally save the world. More fucking will save the world. I believe this. I'm a believer in this. So a couple of ones that we have for starters, just so you know, and we want to hear your ideas. So your ideas for T-shirts, bumper stickers, or whatever, but
Okay.
I got a few. Do you want to hear a few?
Sure.
You up for a few? Do you have any in your back of your mind? You got any?
No, not at all. I'll
You
have to
just
think
got the old
about
school
this.
make love, not war. What about? Yeah, that's the 70s 60s version. We're going 2020.
Oh, I do
know.
have one.
Okay,
You know
what do you
those
got?
shirts that people wear around sometimes that say "Give violence a try"?
Mhm.
Is that what it says, or a chance?
Give violence a chance or give violence a try. Yeah.
Something like that. Mine's just gonna say "Give fucking a chance."
Yeah, right. Yeah, we
So,
talked about that last week on the
that's
show.
my
so yeah,
shirt.
give
That's my
fucking a
idea.
chance. That is Scully's shirt. So here's some of the other ones. What about
Okay.
touch genitals instead of a gun? Is that a good T-shirt? Touch
Does that flow?
touch your genitals. I don't know. It's got G in there, I guess. Touch your genitals instead of a gun. Touch
Oh,
genitals
is that what you're
instead of
going
a
for?
gun.
They both start with a G.
I figure the G. You could make art with the G there. You know. I don't think the right wingers will like that one. But anyway, how about? All right. Well, that one sucked. Okay, let's go to a better one. Rub out an orgasm instead of a neighbor. What
Rub
about
out
that?
an orgasm instead of a neighbor.
Yeah, I like that one.
Wow.
Yeah, rub out an orgasm instead of a neighbor. I like that one
Instead of
better.
your neighbor. Okay.
Or how about compromise starts with meeting in the middle? Okay, what you got?
You made me think so. I wonder what the statistics are on neighbor murders.
Oh, they're
Again,
way
because
high.
you're stuck at home.
Yeah, they're
Right next
yeah.
door to people, who normally you have, see very little of. Right now, oh my God, during you weren't allowed outside, allowed to do things, but people were walking up and down the street like crazy. You're passing people and talking to people on the street. And granted, you're outside, but there was a lot of that going on all through the pandemic, which I
Yeah.
thought was kind of funny.
Yeah, I'll bet neighbor. I believe neighbor violence.
But yeah,
and
getting
interactions of
annoyed with
own-
your neighbor is
Yeah, that's been
probably
bad.
big.
That's played into the violence.
All right, so don't rub them out.
No, yeah,
You
rub
know,
out an orgasm.
Rub out an orgasm
Instead of a neighbor. I think that's a winning T-shirt already. That's a good one. We'll throw the genital one out, but we'll keep that
I'd like
one.
to see some of the artwork that goes along with these.
Compromise starts with meeting in the middle, and meeting is MEAT. What about that?
Oh, like your
Compromise starts with meeting in the middle.
That's
Get it?
pretty funny.
Get it? All right, well. How about
I like compromising. I'm all about
Yeah,
promoting
that's
compromise.
right.
Hashtag promote compromise.
hashtag promote compromise? That's
We all have
Scully's
to learn
agenda.
to live together.
That was your agenda last year. This is this year.
This is the new
The
agenda.
new agenda.
Okay, so we're
Make
now we're
fucking.
compromising on fucking.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay,
That's
I'm
correct.
good as long as we're compromising.
What about come watch me Louis C.K., but call it peacemaking spray? What do you think of that?
Is that jerk off?
Yeah.
Like the Louis
Louis
C.K.
C.K.
is
has become
now
the new term for
jerking
jerk
off. Oh, that's great.
Come
I
watch
wonder
me
if he
Louis
thinks that's
C.K.
great, but-
and call it peacemaking spray. I think that's a winner too. Put
Okay.
Louis C.K.'s picture on there, maybe with a facial. Hey, I love you, man.
Hilarious.
It's a little long, that one, so maybe that one's more of a bumper sticker than a T-shirt. But
Yeah, okay.
there you go.
But
This one too, maybe.
and
This one-
it implies like you're asking for consent,
yeah, I like that. Yeah, that's an angle to
right?
it. Yeah.
So
You're adding consent to the Louis C.K. bit. I like
Yeah.
that. All right.
there you go.
How about this one? This one's long too, so maybe more of a bumper sticker. But skyrockets in flight should only be for afternoon delight. I like that. That's got some history to it. That's got an old school
Oh my
flavor.
God, that's so funny. That could be like a jingle, or like a some, you know what I mean. Turn that into like a not a jingle, but you know what I'm saying, like
One of them-
something on the radio, like a
Yeah, right.
a little message.
A little spot. A little.
Right.
The more you
You can-
know. Ding.
Afternoon delight.
That sounds kind of crazy.
Sounds like you have mental problems, man.
Yeah, you got mental problems, man.
Yeah, it really does.
Man.
Afternoon delight.
Yeah,
You
one of
can
those.
steal, the actual skyrockets in flight.
I like it.
tune
We're gonna
or
have to make a
whatever.
thing out of that.
Or just skyrockets in flight equals
Afternoon delight.
yeah. You know
Only
what I mean?
though, you gotta, it's got to be exclusive to the war angle. You got to exclude the war angle of the
I see.
skyrocket.
Okay,
See?
I see. So we'll have to come up with another symbol, but basically that equals that.
I like it.
Nothing else. Okay.
I got a few more for you. You
All
ready?
right. Oh my gosh.
How about knock boots, don't die in them?
Whoa. Okay. Wow. All right.
Knock them boots, don't die in them. I like that one. That's a little clunky, but
Okay.
we'll allow it.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a little
All right.
clunky, but we'll allow it. How about jump bones, don't break them?
Oh,
Jump
I like
bones,
it.
don't break them.
that's nice. I like that. I like it's kind of short and it's kind of I like it. Okay.
I can
I'll
actually,
give you
I
that
can
one.
kind of see those
I
T-shirts on the
would wear
boardwalk
that
already.
one.
Yeah, I can,
Okay.
I can literally see those T-shirts on the boardwalks. Jump bones, don't break them. Let's
Okay.
see. Assault with a friendly weapon. How about that?
I shouldn't laugh at that. That's not okay. You can't use assault there, probably.
Assault with a friendly weapon. I don't know. I
No,
think that
I
one has
don't-
potential as well. really do. Nicely done.
I don't know. You need another word than assault. Something close to assault.
Yeah,
that's
but it
not
goes
assault.
with a friendly weapon
I
instead
know,
of that.
that
So
is
it
fucking
flows.
funny. Yeah.
This one's very American, but jam the clam to save Uncle Sam. That's patriotic as fuck right there, my friends. Jam the clam to save Uncle Sam.
That makes me think of something else, not fucking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Honestly,
All right.
maybe. I don't know.
All right, I got you. What
Jam the clam. It
Yeah.
sounds more like something music related to me than fucking.
Oh, like, well, let's get down on jam the clam. Okay. I grew up at bluegrass festivals. I just had a fucking flashback, and it's scary, man. I just fucking covered my butthole.
Cover your butt.
Okay. All right, one more. Let's close this out. And I love you all, and I appreciate you putting up with us through this. How about if you think Pound Town means Chernobyl, you're doing it wrong.
Whoa.
There's a little current event thrown into that one for you.
That's okay.
Again, maybe more of a
Doing it
bumper
wrong.
sticker than a T-shirt
Yeah.
on that one. But if you think Pound Town means Chernobyl, you're doing it wrong. No radiation, I think. What do you think? All right. Well, that was our stupid bit of the week. I
All
hope you
right, good
dug
job.
it.
Those are good.
Let's play music.
I would wear a couple of those, not all.
What's the winner? Let's see that. So far, I really like the Louis C.K. one. I think that was good. Rub out an orgasm instead of a neighbor, though. That's pretty good. I think I'd wear
Maybe
that
jump
shirt.
bones don't break them.
Oh, how about knock boots, don't die in them? That was pretty good too.
Yeah.
Boots on the ground. Okay, let's get to some music. And again, thank you for indulging us there, you guys. Up next, we have some Accusator. We're going to play Cease to Exist from the brand new release, Trial by Fire. This is a debut, by the way.
Oh, so take a drink.
You owe me one for the Pillaging Villagers as well.
Oh,
so you owe
okay.
me a debut drink for that as well.
And now 3, I think, were said. So, yeah.
3 drinks you owe me. Trial by Fire is the name of this release. Me and DJ Anubis, by the way, our buddy from Metal Tavern Radio, are both just dying about how awesome this record is. We're loving it quite a bit.
Good.
So these guys are out of Finland. Enjoy your drink while you enjoy this jam. Right behind that, we got a new Death. There's a new Death tribute out. They put out a new tribute to Death, the band Chuck. Shoulder. Not all of the songs on it are new, I noticed. I did, of course, run out and get my copy of it, but I noticed, like, for instance, there's literally 3 different versions of Zombie Ritual on the release.
Oh.
I
fun.
tend to like the 2013 Sepultura version of Zombie Ritual, which is on there. Actually, they did include that in this tribute album, which I think is cool. So we're going to play that for you. It's kind of our version of our old school jam of the, we don't really do those all the time anymore.
Okay.
So
That works.
it's an old school jam by
But
a
it's
badass band. So
relevant for the
Yeah.
conversation.
fuck
Okay.
yeah.
All
And,
right.
and you're going to like it. And then right behind that, let's bring in Mike Valente
Okay.
from Brick by Brick.
All right. I need a little break anyway. So.
Yeah, you can go do some dancing. You know what? Let's mosh. You want to mosh a little? You
Yeah,
and me?
we'll do that.
All right, fuck yeah, we're gonna mosh. Don't go anywhere. Enjoy these jams, and then our buddy Mike's coming to talk some shit.
Fuck yeah.
Much love.
Much metal.
Hey, rub out an orgasm instead of a neighbor.
Okay. Sounds good.
Paul, that guy asked for our help. We lit him on fire.
Ouch.
Today, we begin the new season of the glorious game. Teams, grab your balls!
Don't worry, I'll grab him. What's the matter? Are you gonna get
Holy shit, friends, did you see that? Guts ripped out, and yet, here I am, all in one piece. Thank you so much, oh great denizens of the multiverse, for listening. And to my one subscriber, Hernog Jensen, I live for you.
Sorry you got killed by my dad.
That's fine.
Got it. I'm not sure how he got it in there.
Stop. What did you think doing?
Getting drugs out of his butt. This is what we're trained to do.
And now for something completely different.
Well, hey there, Metal-O-Maniacs. As you can see, the badassery continues here as I'm joined by my brother Mike out of New York with a badass project I'm loving these days, man. Brick by Brick. How are you doing, sir?
Hey, what's up? Doing good. I can't complain at all.
You're making my day by joining me, sir, man. I got to tell you, dude, we've been playing you cats on regular basis, on regular rotation here in the studio, man. So I appreciate you giving us some soundtrack to life shit.
I appreciate you getting the word out and help spreading the word with us, you know?
Man, well, these badass jams demand it. To kick things off, man, I said you were Mike, but introduce yourself to the Metal-O-Maniacs who may not know who you are yet.
I'm Mike Valeni. I play guitar and Brick by Brick. And I'm one of 4 other idiots in this band. And we like to bring the party wherever the fuck we go.
Fuck yeah, man. I enjoy watching your videos. I enjoy following you guys on social media. Well, and who are the rest of the guys that make up Brick by Brick with you?
We got Ray Mazzola on vocals, who also is in Full Blown Chaos. They are few and far between these days, but they still do shows once in a while. But Brick by Brick is primary focus for him. We have James Muller on drums. He used to be in Bulldog Courage and Save Yourself, or a couple of bigger hardcore bands in the Northeast area. Then we got Andy Parsons on bass. He's a redneck out of the, I don't even know where he lives. A lot of trees and a lot of cows and shit. So he's about an hour and a half from us. So he likes whiskey and driving drunk. So there you go.
Fuck yeah. He stepped out of the woods with a fucking bass in his hand and said, let's do this thing, right? Well, that's awesome. And of course, you guys are represented by Metal-O-Mania family, man, which is upstate. We love those cats over there. So shout out to them dudes, if I may. Big love to Mario and the gang. But well, dude, let's get into the background of things, man. How did you guys come together to form what would be this Brick by Brick project?
Well, Brick by Brick has actually been around for a long ass time. This is not the original lineup. We started in 2004. We were based out of Troy, New York. We got the Troy Core moniker slapped on us for a few years. Eventually, things started dwindling with members, you know, either family stuff came up, work, whatever, blah, blah, blah. The commitments just weren't there for the music, and a couple of the members just weren't fun to play with anymore. After the first wave of the band stopped, which was in 2014, when we got Ray in the band, that's when we actually started. So once we got Ray in the band, we could take it serious. We started touring and recording. We got on a couple labels and started doing this lovely thing we call Brick by Brick. So that's pretty much the gist of the whole thing. You know, we've always been considered a hardcore band, but we're a metal band with a hardcore attitude. So that's basically the background of the band.
And for Metal-O-Maniacs out there who follow us on a regular basis, they know already that is kind of my, that's my candy in this world, man. That metal meets hardcore is really that zone in which I would like to live. You know what I mean? That's what, that's the sweet spot, brother. And you guys are right there in my sweet spot. I appreciate that about it.
And we've toured with everybody from Agnostic Front, Sick of It All, and Madball to Life of Agony and Biohazard. And, so we dip in and out of both genres, and we can pull it off.
Fuck yeah, and pulled it off well, brother. And was that the approach? Was that the plan right from the start, to pull kind of metal aesthetics and mix it with some hardcore aesthetics and bring it to the masses?
I mean, I've always been a metal kid, and that's how I write the songs. But I've also got a hardcore background too. But when I was younger, the metal, the playing a metal guitar was more challenging, and it was just, I love the metal family out there, but the hardcore camaraderie really ties it in for me. So that's what drew me to the hardcore scene, was just the camaraderie and how it's really a stick tight kind of family. So, New York hardcore, I mean, everybody loves their monikers and loves to slap on a label on it, but and like I said, I've always been a metal kid, so it just was a natural transition.
Oh man, well, New York hardcore is definitely one of those phrases that takes up a little extra room in my Fruit of the Looms, if you don't mind my saying. The newest release is out, which of course is silly badassery, man. I'm really enjoying Dismal Existence. So tell me a little bit about getting that out into the world and what it took to kind of bring that into us.
Like probably 90% of all the other bands, we wrote it during COVID, so we had and it was just I was laid off from my job. We're just sitting here, and instead of going insane like a lot of my friends have, we put it to good use and wrote a bunch of riffs, and Jameson, the drummer, and I got together and just started bashing out some ideas. And we don't really have a formula. We don't have like a direction that we purposely go in. We just jam and see what feels cool. And there's one song on this new record called Whiskey is the Truth, and it's like a bluesy, Sabbathy, kind of groovy kind of song, and it's really out of the box for us, which we said, you know what, this is great, it sounds good, we had fun playing it, we added it. So a lot of the other stuff was definitely based on anger and just frustration based on what was going on. So a lot of the angst was captured on a lot of those songs too. So that was our, pretty much our writing process was me and Jameson getting together doing this, and then Andy cops into the mix, and then, Ray just, put everything right on the cherry on top per se.
I think you nailed it. Actually, it's a 90% aggression on this motherfucker, man. And, I needed to get through my stupid life, but I do like that you guys aren't afraid to, capture that fun angle of things, man. It's always been kind of weird to me that as metalheads, we expect our bands to be one thing. You know what I mean? But who's one fucking thing? We're all a bunch of different shit,
How many tough guy faces can you make,
Yeah, right. Yeah,
I'm
right.
getting old, I want to have fun. So, we like to have fun, but somebody wants to fuck around, we'll get down too. So
fuck yeah, man. Hey, it can go either way. You want to break the cookie, right?
Yes.
Fuck yeah, dude. Well, and tell me about that though. Let's finally getting back on stages and things like that as the world starts to reemerge, man. How does that feeling for you?
It was surreal not having it. Now it's surreal having it. It's weird, but I mean, we're not planning on doing any tours until the summer. We're actually lining up a bunch of dates now, but I mean, Europe got pushed back until 2023 now for us. So we haven't had like a consistent run of shows. So what I'm noticing is a lot of people, because of COVID and lack of shows, I don't want to say that people have laziness instilled in them now, but people have filled their time with other things, and now that mold is starting to be broken again. So I'm noticing shows starting to come back, more people are starting to come out again, but people are just like peeking out, like finally, like, oh man, I forgot what it was to have music in my life. And I'm like, yeah. And being on stage, we've only played like maybe 3 times like the past 7 months, and each time it's like, oh yeah, this is crazy, I forgot how good it feels. So now we have, we got our booking agent involved, and we finally we're planning an East Coast tour with Cutthroat from LA, and we're gonna be doing that. We actually have a decent amount of shows, so our summer is getting filled up, and very excited about it. It's like I feel like it's starting all over again,
Oh, you do. I heard someone say recently it's like the world is awakening from a long hibernation, and I think that's true. I almost, I have like a cartoonish image of metalheads like peeking out of their windows, like, is it time? Is it time? Are we doing this thing? You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, and I'm ready. I'm fucking ready for it, brother. That's good shit.
You're not the only one.
Well, and let me be honest with you, man. As I listen to Dismal Existence start to finish, which I do, I say out loud to our metalheads, to the Metal-O-Maniacs here in the studio, this motherfucker has to just destroy shit live. It just has to be a silly live thing that you guys do.
It's fun. And we did our album release party February 19th, and that was actually the last time we played. And we're just, like I said, gearing up to go out when the weather breaks here. But was such a phenomenal vibe, phenomenal show. We brought Skinless on the bill, old friends of ours. We had Nuclear Assault on the bill. Andy Lilker came through for me on that. We did Ringworm, and we brought Ringworm out from Ohio on this. And then we had a couple openers on there, and the vibe was just, it was just such, there wasn't a frown in the place, and we had close to 1,000 people through the door for that show. Matt from Hatebreed came out to see us, and all the guys from All Out War. There was a couple dudes from Suffocation that were there. So it was, it was, and this is upstate New York. It's not New York City where a lot of these dudes live or live near, but when they travel up to upstate New York, I'm like, wow, this is, you could tell people want to be out. They're sick of all this crap. So the vibe was just phenomenal. And when we do this tour, we're bringing that vibe with us. So, if we're doing the East Coast primarily on this run, so we're going down we're bringing that attitude with us.
Your new Metal-O-Mania family is right here in Washington, D.C., brother. So when you get down here, you better believe that first beer's on me when you get in my yard, sir.
You better bring your wallet.
Fuck yeah. Hey, I'm ready, man. I'm looking forward to it.
We just want to get out there and just push the new record because, I really believe that this is probably the best thing we've done. And I know it's a biased opinion because, every record that we do is the best one we've done. But, this one's got a real variety on there. And I think because of the pandemic and because that we were locked in and bored, I think it helped reach areas that I probably wouldn't have tapped into if I wasn't sitting at home constantly. And every day, as I was listening to different bands, I'd have a day where I'm like, you know what, today is Testament Day. We're going to do nothing but Testament. And I was like, it'd be cool if we get Chuck Billy on guest vocal on this. And you know what, I've been on the road with Slayer and seen Slayer so many times. Friends with, them guys and their crew, and Testament's been on there. So I reached out to a couple of people and said, yo, let's get Chuck Billy on this. And everybody, and you know what? He was like, absolutely. And he was just such a nice guy, and he did it. And he called me up and he goes, hey, can you do me a favor? I'm like, what's that? He goes, can you reimburse the studio the $60 that it costed? I'm like, I go, you're not even charging me to do this? He goes, no, this is great. He loved the song. And he goes, and he didn't do the traditional Chuck Billy voice. He did the demonic voice.
I love the demonic voice too.
Yeah, he loved this fit. I go, listen, you're Chuck Billy. You can do whatever the hell you want. I don't care.
Dude, honestly, that's one of my favorite Testament records even. So
that is awesome. So, the guy's just so humble, and he just wanted to help. And it was a great breath of fresh air, and then we did a cover tune of Just Look Around by Sick of It All, and just getting the blessing from them guys. First I called up Craig, the bass player I'm really good friends with. I said, what do you think? And he goes, absolutely. And he's like, and I called their management. I said, listen, we want to do this. And they're like, yeah, you got 100% blessing to do this. I'm like, this is great. And that the message of that song 30 years later couldn't be stronger.
No shit, brother.
You know what? I'm like, this is the song we got to do on this. Exactly. And we like covers. And I don't know if people have heard like the last couple albums, but we've done Deep Purple covers, we've done Motorhead covers, we've done whatever. So we're older, so we know the good stuff.
Yeah, dude.
The plans are just to do everything bigger and better this year. We're just gonna have fun and just do what we do.
Well, and like you said, push Dismal Existence into people's fucking throats, man. And to that end, we're going to play a song off of it for everybody here in just a couple minutes, man. What song should we play for everybody tonight?
You know what? Evil Remains with Chuck Billy.
There we go.
That's my favorite song on that. It really is. It's a simple, old school metal, standby, Yeah, when they played with us, I don't think they could keep up drinking. So their performance was a little affected, but first thing it was blame me. And I'm like, whoa. So,
well, hey,
we're going to be playing in Baltimore in August 12th, I think it is. It's a Friday. We're playing with Internal Bleeding.
Awesome. Fuck yeah.
I don't think it's a show yet. And then I know the East Coast tour that we're doing, we're either hitting Washington or Baltimore on one of those dates as well. So,
fuck yeah. But dude, yeah, I look forward to seeing you in person. Well, and all of our Metal-O-Maniacs out there, we're going to play Evil Remains for them. And the very first question they're going to ask themselves is, how the fuck do I get my hands on Dismal Existence? And what's the best way for them to do that, sir?
Upstate Records, upstaterecordsny.com. Mario and Kim will take care of you. I think we have a few picture discs left. We had a couple picture discs, and then we have variations of colors on there. There really isn't a whole hell of a lot of them left, but because this is actually selling way more, way better than I thought thought it would. But
as it should, brother, as it should.
Yeah, it comes with a digital download too. So, if you're not a collector of vinyl, you can still download it, but they also have CDs available too.
Awesome. Well, Mike, brother, for real, man, I will tell you flat out, the entire staff here at Metal-O-Mania are huge fans of you guys and what you do, and can't wait to meet you in person, sir.
Awesome. Likewise too. We'll get them drinks flowing.
I'll hold you to it, sir.
Thank you for having me. This is Mike Valenti from Brick by Brick, and you're listening to Crip and Scully on the Metal-O-Maniac.
Maybe I should have killed 400 or 500 people, then I would have felt better.
Well, yeah, actually. He donated his remains to science fiction.
Man, how awesome is Mike fucking Valenti from Brick by Brick?
That was nice.
Awesome, dude.
Nice.
Awesome.
I needed that little second there. So yeah.
How cool is it? They got Chuck Billy from Testament to guest from vocals on that song. By the way, man.
Fuck yeah. I was like,
cool,
spit
dude.
it out. What are you trying to say?
I know, dude. It's getting late and I'm having fun here in the studios here tonight. But yeah, what a badass
We had
song.
a couple debuts.
Yeah, a couple 2-minute debuts. That counts, by the way. Drink.
Oh, right.
So that was good shit. Yeah, I pick up Dismal Existence. True, they're a part of Upstate Records, which is family. Shout out to Mario and those guys over at Upstate Records. They're doing fantastic things for the hardcore scene, the metal scene, the punk scene.
Fuck yeah.
You know, I really love them. Really, really love them. So there you go. There you go. There you go.
All right.
So let's get back a little bit to some of the feedback from last week's show, if we will. And
All right.
don't go anywhere. We got 2 more songs for you before we get out of here later, too. But a ton of people are on board with the idea that we just fucked so much to start out the pandemic that we're taking a break, or we're all fucked out. There's a lot of people that have hit me up to say that.
We wore it out.
We wore that ass out, kid. We were all stuck at home for too long. We fucking, you know. I honestly struggle to buy that one, I guess.
Yeah, I was going to say, I've never seen in the history of my 20 whatever years with you and, you know.
No.
You
See,
were
that
like,
argument
we just
sounds to
finished
me-
and you're like, oh, do you want to do it again?
Yeah,
You know what
I am that guy.
It's-
I won't lie to you.
I've never seen you been like, oh, I'm too tired. I don't. God, we did that yesterday. Wait, what?
That was yesterday. Let's talk about today. Well, and you know, honestly, that argument strikes me as someone saying, you know, I did cocaine yesterday. No thank. You know what I mean? It's just not how it works. You know, that if you like cocaine, you like cocaine.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
I probably am a better person to talk to here because
You're normal and I'm not. I get it.
Agree that, you know, good fucking, you want to do it more and like often, you know, for sure.
And you get
But
that.
I still don't want to do it every single day. You know, not that I don't want to do it every single day, but like if I come really, really, really good today, you know, like one of them long sessions where
You're
we do
way
it,
good
you know,
from it longer than me.
I am definitely good. Like
Yeah.
tomorrow, like you're like, oh, that was good, you know. And I'm not saying like I don't get horny and want to fuck tomorrow. I'm just saying like if I'm busy and whatever, you know, like I am still satisfied from that. I don't need a re-up, you know, today to get me through. Like
Right. Yeah.
it'll
You,
carry
my
me.
band, every single piece of ass is a band-aid till the next piece of ass for me.
You need immediate, you know.
I had a friend of
I
mine
think
once.
of it like a video game thing where like the thing's getting full and then you got to reset it, and then
Right.
it gets full and it gets full and it gets full and you got to reset it.
Right.
You know,
Mine's always full.
sometimes like yours fills up really fast.
I had a buddy. Yeah, it really does. I had a buddy of mine tell me years ago, and it always kind of stuck with me.
Okay.
That like if you push, like he gave me an image of like you push a button down and they slowly come back up. You know.
Okay.
Different people's button
what I
comes
was
all the way back
describing.
up quicker. Right.
Right,
Yeah.
right,
So
okay.
it's very similar. Yeah.
But yours, what comes like
But
shoots
mine,
back up?
as soon as I hit the button, boom, back up. Let's
It
go.
shoots back up.
Let's go.
Doesn't
Shoots back
stay
up.
in anyway.
No.
You know.
I don't need Viagra yet, my God. My friends. You will one day. Knock on wood. Let me knock on
I
wood.
know. I'm not complaining.
And that's what I tell her all the time. Let's fuck while it works. Because one
Right.
day it won't, motherfucker. You know?
No, I get that too.
So.
And I'm 10 years younger than you.
Yeah,
so
that's
I'm
right.
probably gonna want to fuck longer than you're able to, right?
I doubt it.
No,
I doubt
right.
it.
I'm
gonna
gonna
fuck
be
till
like,
I die.
get off of me. I'm old.
Yeah, that's right. I'm all get off this pussy. Anyway, here are some reasons our listeners have chimed in on why people don't fuck lately.
Okay,
I'd
yeah,
like to know
curious.
your
I
take.
need to know this
Yeah.
actually. Okay.
I'd like to know your take.
All right.
Loss, like I said, we alluded to a little bit earlier. The chief one seems to be loss of job and financial instability as the result of it.
If you don't feel good about yourself,
Yeah, I get that.
you know,
There, people have literally said. One dude said, "I lost my job, and I've never known a bigger dick softener." That's a pretty good line. That's a pretty
but
good
I
line.
do
but
get
I get
that.
that.
Yeah, it makes
I totally
sense.
do.
Not that like your job is who you are, blah blah blah. I mean that
feeling
bullshit,
of
but
worth.
just- yeah.
Directly ties
Yeah.
into your sexuality, though, for sure. I get that.
Yeah.
So that is
Okay,
That's
good
valid.
point.
That's valid.
What's the next one?
Health problems in general related to not just COVID, but the things from being at home, overeating, such as
A lot of people got so fat.
yeah, terrible diet and
A
things
lot
like that.
of people. You are the only person I think I know, and myself included. I have
You
put
got
on
fat, yeah.
fat. I'm fat. Yeah, at this
Yeah,
point.
she put on a lot of weight.
So like it's crazy actually how many people have just done nothing but eat.
Yeah, truly.
Or the other side of that is how really like your job and like the constant running that everybody does just keeps you from eating, as well as you do. when
We
you're,
could do an entire show, honestly, on that. I've
Yeah.
lost 250 pounds for people who are new to the show. And I could literally do an entire show on how it's so much more difficult to lose weight in this society than it is to gain it. Gaining weight it's built into the bread. It's built into the cake.
Literally.
Yeah, I mean, it really is, man. You have to actively, it's...
Yeah, you
we'll
got to
do a
look for
different thing on
things that are healthy.
Shout out to
and
Raven, by the
whatever.
way, who started a keto group on Facebook. Raven is our buddy Zach's wife with Metal Devastation Radio. She's doing really good things to encourage people to get healthy and to help people get healthy, and I love you for that.
Nice.
I support what you're doing, and I'll help in any way I can. I learned a few things as I've lost 250 pounds, so any help I can help. But yeah, that makes sense. Not just job loss and a feeling of self-worth, but
if you're
the
not
health thing.
if you don't feel well.
Yeah, if you don't feel well,
Yeah.
if you're going through health things, if you had, I know people that have had lung-related issues as a result of COVID that have lingered, and I can see where that could tie into eating into your sex life.
Yeah.
This is one that I found a little disturbing that a few people, and I don't want to dive too deeply into it because honestly it's disturbing to me, but we had a few people say that all genders, and in particular those who identify as women and or LGBT community, feel threatened by the amount of physical violence they see in porn online these days. I bet there's something to that. And it's something I had not thought about.
Okay.
But that one,
that's what makes you maybe not watch porn as much. It makes you not engage in your own
well,
sex
I think
acts.
it can skew your belief in what sex is. Now, see, you and me are somebody who fuck each other and blah, blah, blah. But if you're single and you're diving into, that's a gray, that's a black pool of water. You have no idea what the temperature is. You have no idea what you're getting into. And if your images and what's fresh in your mind is lots and lots of physical violence on the porn that does seem to be on the rise. Let's be honest. We've talked about that a little bit in the past on our show. But that if that is being in your mind, and then that may make you less interested in putting yourself out there, I guess. You're less willing to trust yourself in let's be honest, sex is vulnerable. You are vulnerable in a vulnerable situation.
Right.
So you're less likely to put yourself in a vulnerable situation if that's the seeding that's in your mind.
Well, you don't have to fuck a stranger. You can, get
Fuck
to
a
know
friend.
somebody.
Yeah.
I
agree. Fuck a friend. Hey, that dude you've been keeping in the friend zone lately, fuck that dude.
Right. I know, right? Like, honestly,
for real.
what it comes down to is a lot more women need to be willing to fuck men.
Yeah, right, 'cause men are all about it,
Maybe
right.
you need to lower your standards. I don't know.
I don't know, but do us all a favor, man.
Recommending that because that's not usually like what women suggest for other women.
Right, but
I'm
hey.
just saying, like, everybody needs loving.
Yeah, you're doing the world a favor by throwing out that ass. I'm just saying.
You could save a life.
Well, see, it's funny because I do wonder. Yeah, you could save a life. Truly, you could fuck somebody and save a life.
I'm
That's
joking.
pretty- I don't think it's that far off, honestly, but. But I do wonder, like when I was a kid, there was lots of talk about how exposure to porn would have an effect on your sexuality overall. Like if you were too young and man, porn was a different beast than it is now in so many ways. It was very story driven. There would, you'd have a porno that was 2 hours, hour and a half long. 56 minutes of it was talking.
We don't go to police. He has a dick.
Ah, he has a dick? Okay, we'll not go to police if you fuck us.
And you watched all that?
I mean, when you were young, you didn't want to wear out the videotape because your dad would know you. Anyway, that's a whole different thing. But there was lots of talk back then, like, what would the effect be? And I can't help but wonder, fast forward 25 years, 30 years even, fuck you, I'm old. But fast forward to this, now you have literally 9 and 10-year-olds who have a thing in their pocket where they can bring up the most crazy violent porn that you've ever imagined.
Yeah.
So easy. It's readily available at your fingertips. I do wonder what the long-term effect of that is. I'm not smart enough to know, but I wonder, Because honestly, I remember being pretty young when I was exposed to my first images of like S&M with the whipping and the bondage type of stuff, and it affected me. I was like, whoa, what's that about? That's that's not what you associate with sex before you see that type of thing.
Suggested
right
to you.
Right.
Yeah.
You're all like, sex is loving and boo, and then you're like, what the
true.
fuck? He's
I
beating
guess,
her ass.
right.
What's going on? But
and generally, you like things if you've been hurt in some way. You find
can't overestimate
a
that,
way. Like you need that. Some sort of that in your role playing at that point.
Yeah, I read a study
it's
actually
a weird
once
thing.
on that exact syndrome. I forget honestly the name of the syndrome, but there is a syndrome when you've been basically the result of something bad happening to you is that you want to justify it. You want to accept it. You need to accept it. So,
It
and a lot of
somehow
times it becomes something that you need.
part of what you
Right.
need to get off in a way, you
Very
know.
true.
So there's
Very
like
true.
that.
That
It's
sucks.
a little weird, but
We've talked about broken human beings. That shit breaks human beings. Don't break human beings, man. That undoes this entire argument we're making.
right.
Make less violence. Don't break human beings.
It's all a cycle. If it's been done to you, you need to break the cycle, because if you do it to somebody else, they're gonna do it to somebody else, and
Right.
somebody's got to break that chain at some point.
Right. Well, and I don't think unrelated to what we're talking about is there's apparently an upswing, in particular from females, honestly, that have reported. Now, this is consensual, but agreed consensual. We're not talking about rape here. We're not talking about something against somebody's will, but we're talking about consensual sexual experiences that were, quote, rougher than were expected. You know, just rougher experiences. Again, nobody's accusing anybody of doing something that
Right.
was not consensual here. That's not what we're talking about. This is an entirely different show. But just that it was rougher than expected. And I have to believe that's a direct rub off from the imagery,
watching
man,
the
from
wild
the porn
porn.
and the crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to know your feedback.
Well,
on
and
this.
maybe, you know, as a dude that's never done it before and with no experience, you know, you might think that's what people like.
Exactly. I
Right.
totally believe that.
Right.
100%.
She wants me to pull her hair.
You're
know, she
trying to
wants me
emulate
smack
what you
her
see,
ass, you
right?
know,
The
she
girl in the
wants me
movie
to,
seems
you know.
to really like it.
Yeah.
You know, I
Yeah,
get that.
I get it.
For sure.
Well,
I'm
that's
not
where,
knocking it.
you know, open communication.
Yeah.
You know,
If
fuck
you're both
somebody that you
into it,
know and you like,
do
you
your
know,
thing.
just talk about it.
Yeah, shit. Even the S&M thing. But,
Right.
but I'm talking literally the quotes in this article I read on this was beyond light hair pulling and spanking. So a little rougher than that.
All right,
apparently,
makes
so.
sense.
And that tends to make those women be less inclined to put themselves out there next time. And I get that as well.
Okay.
How about this one? And this one's huge. I can't believe we didn't think about it last week when we were talking about it. As the direct result of COVID, there's been less bars open.
Oh, just less drunk people.
Need I say more? Right. I mean, yeah, lots of hookups happen as the result of alcohol and
Of
bars.
just being
You can't be a
drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's
Okay.
true. Inhibitions come down. And let's be honest, a lot of what's keeping people, as this whole list, if we were to boil it down into one word, it would be inhibitions. People's inhibitions are up, and that allows for less sex to happen. And alcohol is a direct inhibition killer.
Right,
So
true.
with that being out of
Well, people are still drinking and all that. They're just doing it at home
At
where they
home.
can't get with other people. So,
right, yeah. They're sexting, I guess.
Yeah.
I wonder if sexting's on the although no, I think that is actually on the decline as well. This one kills me.
okay.
This one just kills me. Video games, man. Video games is cited as a giant reason for sex to be on the decline, and that one just
Oh,
I
'cause
can't get my head
people
around.
would rather play video games?
There is apparently
Or-
a study someone sent me, and I'll be honest, I didn't read the whole thing. I just read the headline on this one, but there was a study someone sent me that claims that video games stimulate a similar part of the brain that sex does.
Oh.
And therefore, people are finding that same release, I guess. But if that's the case, why is violence on the rise? You know, I don't know. I have problems with all
Huh.
that, but yeah,
Are the video game guys the ones out there going
yeah.
killing
No,
sprees?
apparently
Maybe
they're not
at
fucking at
home.
all. The video games guys
No.
ain't fucking at all.
But I'm saying, like, and they're not on the killing
Oh,
sprees
well,
either. So
I
they're
think
because they're at home
right.
playing video games.
That's right, because they're getting that release, maybe.
Interesting. Okay, I don't know. I mean, I would think it's more physical down here,
Right.
than just up here.
Right.
But your brain is fucking
Your
powerful.
brain
man.
is a powerful
So,
bitch.
I don't
yeah.
know.
If it's like, yeah, I'm good, then you're good.
Yeah,
you know,
you're good.
I get it.
Right.
See, that's a weird one for me because my father scared me off of video games very young. My father was such a broken record. And honestly, it's weird to think about now because it had such a huge impact on me. But my father used to tell me all the time, son, if you like pussy, you can't play video games. Period. Those guys that sit around playing video games all day don't ever get no pussy. And it affected me. I was like, well, fuck, I want pussy. I don't want to play. I definitely am not choosing video games over pussy. And I never took the video game pill. I never did. I never got
But
into the video
nowadays,
game
a lot
thing.
of women like video games.
Yeah, very true. Oh, I'm not even saying that he was accurate. I'm not saying what Pop said was accurate. I'd probably a lot of video shit. That PewDiePie guy's making millions of dollars playing video games. I'm betting he gets laid.
I'm gonna
You
guess
know.
though that the numbers are probably more in favor of the guys that are not playing video games.
Yeah, I
getting
bet
more
too.
pussy.
Yeah, I'm sure that's overall true.
So,
if you're sitting around playing video games all the time, it's you know, pussy's not going to knock on your door. Let's just put it that way. My father used to say that all the time too. Yeah, you're not going to be sitting on your couch playing Mario, and some chick, you know, is going to knock on your door and be like, "Hi, I'm here with the pussy." So,
or is it because they're
Not how
doing
that
those
works.
like virtual reality things that include
Maybe.
Although you said masturbation's down, so that it would,
So,
you know, okay,
yeah.
I don't know, I don't understand it.
Pop told me a million times, man, video games are pussy. And apparently, you know, and it affected me. Literally, my friends would be home playing video games. I'd be out chasing skirt. But who knew Pop was so fucking accurate?
Right.
You know, he was prescient. Our last one we'll cover, and then we'll play our last two songs to get out of here for the night. But I am very curious to get your take on this one.
Okay.
A phenomenon being referred to as delayed adulthood, which is 18 to 25-year-olds are now 5 to 15 times more likely to be living at home than ever at any point in our history.
Oh.
To still be living with their parents.
Okay.
And some actually, I've seen some studies that actually say that number's wildly higher than that. Wildly
I bet,
higher.
Actually, yeah, it makes sense.
Like 35 and 40%.
I can think of so many examples just right off the top of my head
Me
of people
too.
I know. So
I went with a low example, but yeah there's, and I do wonder that's, you know, if that many young people, I mean, those are pussy getting years. Let's be honest. Those for me, those were the years you went out, you got to an apartment, you chased down ass, you did, you know, you did whatever you had to do. And if you're still living in your parents' basement playing video games, I gotta feel like that's directly tied into what we're talking about. Delayed adulthood. The troubling thing for me there is there's a label for it. You know, there's a label for this phenomenon.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Get out of your parents' house and go start your thing.
Yeah.
You know, you're only here for 12 minutes.
How many?
Don't spend
I'm
8 of it
curious
there.
how many people
Crazy.
know somebody with that exact situation. And I'm
Yeah.
telling you, I can think of
100.
I could name 5. Like if you just asked me, like in 15 seconds to name, you know, as many people as I could.
We could
I
do
could
it the
name
whole
at
time.
least 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, like
Yeah, it's crazy.
however fast I can name names.
Crazy.
Yeah, and that's from all walks of life.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh,
really
yeah.
wealthy families to like straight poor dirt families. You
Yep,
know what I mean?
me
Like
too,
I
yep.
don't. It's a weird.
They just
thing
don't want to get out there
where
and get started.
no
It's a weird
kids
thing.
wanna go,
I couldn't wait to get out of the house and start my
dude.
life. I was
made my
chomping
mom
at the
take
bit,
her
like, you know.
the day off work, the day I turned 16 years old,
Me
so I
too.
could go get my driver's
Me too.
license. Like that fucking day. Like
I had my learner's permit at 15 years and 9 months. I had
Yeah.
my driver's license on my 16th birthday. I fucking
no fucking
couldn't
around.
wait to get my shit
No,
started. Man.
you were
It's
not
weird to
holding me back.
No. Those years that were formerly spent on the pursuit of jobs, money, cars, and honeys is now spent in the basement playing Halo, and I just can't get my head around that. I cannot get. We're doomed, folks. We're doomed.
Mom's still making you dinner and
Yeah,
stuff.
that's crazy,
like,
man. Go
no,
make your
I
own.
don't-
Go fuck
yeah.
up your own dinner. I made horrible, awful dinners when I was 20 years old, and that is part of living. It was part of life.
Oh, Domino's all the time for that period of time, probably.
Yeah, dude. I told a buddy of mine today when we were talking about this was going to be our topic. I said, man, it was an easy call for me personally. I went on the search of ass over the search of PlayStation Mastery, and you know what his response to me was?
What?
They didn't have Call of Duty back then.
Really? Is
Yeah.
that like?
Yeah, they didn't have Call of Duty when you were doing the. Hey, man, and maybe you're right, I guess, but
Is
I'm
that
thankful.
game that good?
I'm thankful
I've
for
never
that.
even played the
I
game
know.
or seen the game. Or
I don't want to know if you're telling me it might take away my love of pussy. I don't even want to know.
That's so funny.
I'm good with it. I'm good with it. All right. Well, on that note, let's play our last two songs and get the fuck out. They didn't have Call of Duty back then,
I
love.
guess so. Like that's crazy.
You were just trying to quit Mario. So
What was? Oh my God.
Crazy.
I had a friend who had an older brother, and him and like 4 dudes would like get together and each have like a setup. Like they had this whole thing in the basement, and they would all like get on together and play. And I cannot remember what it was called, but
World of Warcraft or one of those.
maybe something
yeah,
like that. But
right.
they would be in the same room. At least I give them
Right.
credit for that. Like they would still be like hanging out, I guess. You know
Right,
what I mean?
yeah.
But
I knew
they
people who would do that. Yeah.
I
Oh.
mean, like the whole
Like
weekend long.
13
Like they,
hours
Yeah, they
and-
never
yeah.
slept at all, and
Crazy.
the smell in the room was fucking god awful.
Crazy.
Yeah.
There's actually a South Park episode about that where they're literally like growing zits because they're not getting out of the chair and they're just sitting there eating Hot Pockets and shitting themselves. And,
so gross.
yeah, man. No thanks. I'll go with the pussy.
So funny.
So yeah.
Yeah, I never saw any of them with a girl.
Right, exactly. These things are not by accident. I just can't believe they are. Again, send us revisited. Send us your ideas for T-shirts.
Now,
Make love, not war.
you know, people pay money to watch a hot chick play video games naked.
Yeah.
Right? You know,
Right,
like you're
you're
just
right.
watching her play or
Yeah.
seeing her screen. You know, I don't even know what you're watching.
Right.
But people pay money to do that. So
Maybe we should start our own.
you know, right? Like I guess shit.
You want to take up video
changes.
games, Scully?
Shit changes big time. I
Yeah,
guess, right? You know,
The world is.
we're now
ever
officially
moving.
the old people. Like I don't understand these video games.
Watching what? Yeah, I'd rather watch porn than. Anyway, I don't get it.
You
but-
don't know. You've never
yeah,
done it.
I don't get it. Yeah, so.
Oh
All
my
right.
God,
Well,
so funny.
please send us your feedback. We do want to know. Please help us grow our YouTube channel. Support merch, all that. We'll.
Like, follow, and subscribe, please. We are here to support the scene, and we ask you to do the same. Like, follow, subscribe, all free things that you can click with a very easy click of a finger. Cost you nothing.
Cost you nothing.
But maybe a second of your time.
And we'd love for you to help us grow our YouTube channel. Please grab some friends and bring them in.
Yes, sir.
Thank
And
you.
then beyond that, please get some merch. You know, go to like Bandcamp or people's direct pages or whatever. But you know, get some T-shirts, get some hats, get some.
I love my
you know,
Rich King hat.
you know, actually, you know what? We're gonna start a challenge. I want to start seeing people's metal vests. You have now
I
lost a
need-
ton of weight,
yeah,
so we're
I'm
gonna get you a
start
new
a brand
metal
new
vest.
fucking battle vest. Yeah.
Right.
I need a brand new battle vest. I
In
got
light of
tons
that,
of
we're
fucking
gonna
patches. Now I probably have enough patches for like 4 of them right
Yeah,
now. Right
probably.
now. So yeah, very cool.
All right. Well, we want to see yours, so send us yours. And
On that note, you ready to get the fuck out of here?
I am.
I got 2 more songs to play though.
right. Don't go yet.
Fuck yeah. And they're going to be good ones too. You're not ready. In fact, we're going to open this up with some Godless, who we've had on the show. Our buddies out of India, man. I cannot tell you enough how much I love the States of Chaos release from them. It is so ridiculously good. It is no bullshit one of my favorite releases in the last fucking 3 or 4 years even. They just made a video for the song Cormorant from it. So hell yeah, an excuse to play Godless. I'll take it. And then our last song of the week was going to be Undeath, Necrobionics from It's Time to Rise from the Grave. These badasses from New York are all set to release this fucker, which will come out on April 22nd. It's going to be a follow-up to 2020's must-own release, which was Legions of a Different Kind. Truly a badass album. We can't wait, nor can you, so pre-order it. Right on.
Sounds good.
All right. Thank you again to Mike Valente from Brick by Brick for coming by tonight. Thank you to Scully for hanging out with me. Love you. Appreciate it, Miss Skulls.
Of course.
Upcoming guests include, we got Ghost Keeper coming on. We have Schizophrenia's coming on the show. We got Hell Pie coming on the show. So keep hanging out with us. We got good interviews coming your way.
Of course.
Fuck yeah. All right. Well, when these songs are over, please do shut out the lights and lock the door and sub us up so you never miss an episode of Metal-O-Mania. All right. We'll see you next time. Much love.
Much metal.
Hey, this is Abbas from Godless, and you're listening to Metal-O-Mania with The Crypt.
Hey, don't get me wrong, all right? I like to rock and roll all night. Part of every day.
Party every day. Rock and roll all night and party every day.
I like to rock and roll part of every day.
Party every day.
I usually have
Party.
errands. I can rock and roll from like 1 to 3.
You were real pretty and all. And R.I.P. to that absolutely beautiful monster between your legs, but all in all, I think you're more pretty like this, with all those rotten thoughts emptied from your head.
All I can feel, hurt is the jump, stuck in my brain,
That's all, bitches.
This is Mike Dreyer from Lich King and Condition Critical, and you are listening to Metal-O-Mania.
Hey, this is Rob from Overt Enemy, and you're listening to Metal-O-Mania.
This just in. Scientists have discovered that once you've been infected by Metal-O-Mania, there is no cure. Contact Scully right away for more and more metal to feed the dragon.